Good evening, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. For the video this week, it's going to be a little bit different as we've just come out of the first quarter of the year. We just started the second quarter of the year. I created a video on Tuesday afternoon during my lunch break for the Instagram feed, but I didn't think to do one for my YouTube channel, so I'm fixing that now. Hope everyone's having a good week. So as we mentioned, we just came out of the first quarter of the year, which it felt like a century since the clock struck midnight and I was twisting open the mini bottle of Moet Rosé champagne, which pretty much took up the entire palm of my hand, holding it up. And here we are on April 2nd. The year has been a bit of it's kind of gotten off to a slow start. I mean, there was the New Year's enthusiasm. Like I started the year atop one Times Square, getting my look at the New Year's Eve ball as close as anyone can get without having to endure 6 hours waiting for it to drop in the sea of people. I was able to see the George Bizet opera Carmen in person as my birthday gift had finally come due, which, for those who've paid attention, the Bizet, the habanera, is the basis for my poetic muse Katerina. So it's just a sight to behold to hear the habanera being sung in person as opposed to hearing the audio of it. Add in parts a little bit of flamenco, a little bit of salsa, and a heavy dose of the winter, which kind of stopped me in my tracks after I hit the ice on more than one occasion over the course of about a month. Like, my knees plus ice are not a good combination. And I've sort of been slowly ramping back up to getting myself back out into the social world again. Between that and the fact that the Winter Olympics pretty much was all the reason I needed to hibernate for a good chunk of February and March. But now the weather's getting warmer. The days are getting longer. And as far as creatively, we're in the middle, we just begun National Poetry Writing Month. So my Instagram feed, I'm trying to write 30 poems in 30 days. So the video portions of it might not be as frequent over the course of the month as I usually am. I'll do my best to keep the videos every week going throughout the month of April. Also creatively, coming out of the fact that I rejoined Gather during the winter, and I will be sticking around with them till at least the end of the fall, when Gather resumes in September, sticking around until at least the end of the year with them, having those Sunday mornings to just be able to write in the midst of all the other crazy things that are happening in the world, just to have that hour to like just focus on it, even if the poetry doesn't like come out as like it's imperfect. Likely the poems do get revised afterward, which is something I tend to grow less repulsed by. Like I realize that fine tuning pieces like eventually like gets the message that you're trying to send a bit clearer than just trying to write it and see where things end up. As far as the travel plans, like I had a trip scheduled for the first half of May, which I won with the French Table's Letter to Normandy contest. Unfortunately, the timing was not there to take it this year. And it wasn't an easy decision for me to make on that front, because when it comes to travel, that's the type of thing that I live for. But in this case, the timing for the particular time of year, it just wasn't going to work. Doesn't mean that I do plan to travel at some point before this year is done. Probably later in the year. I'm just not sure where exactly the trip's gonna happen either. At least not yet anyway. And also I'm in the midst of working on my third poetry book, tentatively titled A Poetic Journey, Autumn Leaves. As I continue my way through the year, time period 2020, 2021, we'll reach the autumn in this book. Not quite like back to normal yet, but not like not the heart of the pandemic either. That in between. Aside from that, the rest of the quarter and the rest of this year, for that matter, are wide open at this moment. We'll see where things end up when we reach the halfway point at the end of June, heading into July. But there's plenty of time to fill up the calendar. In the meantime, I hope everyone's having a good week and that all of you are doing well. And I will talk to you soon. Until then, good night, everybody.